Welcome back to another episode of this Let's Play of Super Meat Boy. Things are gonna get a whole lot nastier here. What's worse than salt? Even more salt. Salt combined with fire, because we now have to play the Dark World Salt Factory. And not expect things to go a whole lot smoother this time around, because, well, you can already see that this video is a whole lot longer than the previous Dark World videos, because, yeah, this was the part of the game, at least it was for me, that the game got a whole lot harder. This is the part where the game says, okay, you think you're good at this game? Well, try this, you asshole. Have fun. Well, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have fun, and we're gonna overcome the HUDs of this incredible pain in the ass that is the Dark World Salt Factory. Even the first jump of this level is a doozy. But as much as the first level was a huge increase of difficulty from the Light World and the Dark World, this however isn't. With the exception of the end of this level is almost unchanged from the Light World version, except, well, you were starting here instead of starting all the way down to the bottom, and if you went to the bottom at the Light World version of this level, you will get a bandage, but no such luck here, because, well, the bandage will be really easy if you had to go down here in order to get anything. For some reason, I really love the look of this level because, well, it really looks like some sort of dilapidated photography chamber where you photograph your death into several various forms, but yeah, I've been extremely lucky by pulling off the level the way I did. Usually you start by going above the saw blades because jumping over them from the breakable platform here is a huge pain in the ass because the jump has to be perfect. No absolute deviation here will be tolerated. This is really the part of the game where every single jump, even though they may look trivial, will become a huge importance and you're not allowed to fuck up anything. Just look at all of the conveyor belts that are at every single wall which are pointing downward. Basically, if you're hugging these, you're asking for trouble because you will become a prime target for any single saw blade shooter out there. But still, even though this level is a whole lot harder, I still died way less than on the Light World version, so yeah, color me confused. Oh yeah, and remember all of the good times that you had trying to pull off ascensions or death-defying stunts with fans into the hospital? They're back here in terms of conveyor belts, because even though there was absolutely close to no precision required into any of the conveyor belt stuff into that Light World, here, well, welcome to precision. Yeah, you have to go between both of these. It's possible to go upwards, but you pretty much have to pull off your ascension at the very bottom of the conveyor belt, and it's a whole lot harder to pull off than it seems. Welcome to a level ending that couldn't be any more removed from the rest of the level. I think this is the farthest that you have to travel from the starting point or any of the hazards into the level in order to get to the ending, but at least it makes the launch upward look really cool. Oh, not you again. Yeah, I hate this level because, yeah, it's really easy to die, and this is also the kind of Dark World version of the levels that I don't really care for because, yeah, the entire difficulty is to play the level back and forth twice. There are much more imaginative versions of Dark World that exist out there, but at least I gotta say that the name of the level is aptly fitting because this is really what I've said whenever I first saw this level. I didn't like playing the shaft into the Light World the first time that I got there, and when I saw this I was like, oh, fuck this, do I really have to do this? But we're past this and time to move on to something else. Oh hey, welcome to another level that's complete nightmare, because once again, there's a whole lot of precision involved with the conveyor belt, and those falling keys are mandatory in order to finish the level, just in order to make things even worse. Oh, you're grabbing your hands into prospect here, because you're probably thinking, oh, this is the level where he'll finally fuck up a whole lot, and well, you'd be right. Playing this level the normal way really is a huge pain in the ass to me, because both of the jumps that you have to pull off are completely different, and you also grab the key ahead of time, which fucks up the entire thing. Oh, you piece of... Alright, it's time to focus, and miss the entire thing anyway, because you have to do a much shorter jump in order to achieve the... And of course, there are other times where you cannot get the key, and... Okay, now there's absolutely no way I'm getting grade A+ with this, so time to restart once again. We're in for the long haul here, aren't we? Well, hopefully not. Alright, come on, we gotta do this jump. Yeah, here we go. They made it so that the jump is as limited as it could possibly be. There's no way to do this jump and then just do a clear finish here. Holy shit, there was a whole lot of dying into this level for a change. So yeah, that was the Salt Factory, and there's still more of it incoming, but thankfully there's a much easier way that you can pull off in order to finish this level. But then again, I will not be doing my job as a tour guide if I was not showing the painful way of going through this level, because doing this is a whole lot easier than playing the level the way it's intended to be. Oh, this level is a whole lot of fun though. I really like it. I really like fast-paced level where jeez, get unstuck the wall already. Yeah, I really love all of those fast-paced levels where there's a shit ton of rocket launchers everywhere and where you're in a constant state of panic because, yeah, you also have to contend with obstacles that slow you down, making it even easier for you to die because, yeah, the last part of this level, however, is kind of cheap because you don't see this rocket hitting you at all. And by the way, why the hell am I taking this route? This is not an efficient route in the slightest, and neither is this. Jeez, just go to the right. It's a whole lot easier to do it this way. I really don't know why I'm making things so hard on myself, but at least the level cuts you some slack here, because if the rocket hit the top of the screen like that, the rockets just vanished. Yeah, I just took the right path only one time, and it was the one time where I pretty much fuck up everything else after that. So here we go, the chapter just went from being obnoxious to fun in only a jiffy. This level is also fun, and weirdly enough, it's a whole lot more colorful than the Light World counterpart of it, because the original level was all gray and depressing, but this one is all purple and radiant. But yeah, it's a whole lot harder because, well, they've pretty much made one of the paths inaccessible because of the salt fault. I'm talking about the one with the conveyor belts. You're usually better off staying the left wall if you value your life. But the rest of the level is not too difficult, and the headed section where you have to get the key is not very difficult neither. But it's easy at the later part of the level to just start panicking once again and just overestimate the big bad mean rocket launcher here. Oh, and another Dark World version of the level, which is a really lazy level where you just have to go the level back and forth without changing anything. So, all of the hard part of the level is pretty much coming back, because you have to scale all the way back up here, and with the rocket launchers everywhere, it's an asshole, because you saw in level 320 how it could be difficult to climb up a corridor when there's a rocket launcher shooting at you. Well, you have to do it 3 times here. No, wait, 2, because the number of rocket launchers is not the guarantee of chasm that you have to ascend. It'll always take a few deaths in order to figure out the good timing in order to climb back up here. But the easiest way is pretty much just to lure the rocket launcher to shooting into a wall or a floor, and whenever the coast is clear, you just run up while the rocket launcher is powerless. You also need to hurry up a whole lot here because the power time requirement is pretty strict into this level. You're not allowed to meddle about. It'll usually take you about 18 seconds to play through this level, so no time to be a slouch, good old man. This level is pretty neat because it's a 2-way chase apparently, because yeah, by the time we will already be done here, because well, the ending to the level was into the platform on the lower right from the building where you have to land on after getting the key, but yeah, you have to go all the way back to the beginning in order to get the thing, but you're still chased by the saw blades because, well, obviously you can be sure that they're going to bifurcate and go back into the other direction, and the holes that you can jump between into the previous level is gone, so there's no further shortcut for you here. Or is it? Well, there's only one way to figure it out, and by the way, don't jump through all of the thing all at once here unless you know what you're doing, because this jump can be pretty tricky, but here we go, we're done with this level. After watching the I'm dead cam, we're gonna see if there's a shortcut into this level after all, considering that, well, the holes between the saws are really not as great or as big as they were into the previous level, into the Light World, where you would jump through the things in order to do something, so yeah, you can still jump between the saw blades, so yeah. Instead of finishing the level in about 20 seconds or so, well, okay, you're doing it in about 3, so that's a pretty good improvement on your time. Boo! Think fast! But yeah, this level is a whole lot harder than the Light World version because, yeah, not only there's a rocket launcher, but you also need to grab a key because otherwise the exit to the level is sealed off. I'm really surprised that I got this level on my first try. Usually I die a lot into this level, and so will you whenever you'll first try it. Now, this level is as slow as it was onto the light world, but bear with me because the next part is gonna be a whole lot faster. And I can't believe that I've died here, but okay, that's gonna be another story, but yeah. But still, it's pretty interesting to see that even though, well, the Light World Salt Factory was usually pretty drab in terms of level design, things got switched up a whole lot. The Dark World Factory may be a huge pain in the ass in terms of difficulty, but it's also a really interesting and fun world to play. The challenge is really grabbing here, and you're gonna be interested to figure out the rest of it. However, yeah, they didn't really improve this level a whole lot. I didn't like this level into the Light World, but, well, at least they had an actual danger here this time around, but that involves you jumping on really tiny platforms and moving platforms that will only be safe for about a fraction of a second. There's also a pretty interesting contrast in the music between both the Light World and the Dark World of the Salt Factory. The Light World Salt Factory had pretty upbeat music and pretty pumping, but this music is also pretty somber as well and more driving. It's really intense in some way. Why the hell is the power time of this level 27 seconds? It took me barely 10 seconds to beat it, and the first time that I've beaten this level, I also remember beating the level really fast and wondering why the hell the power time was so high into this level, considering that it's still a pretty easy level. But here's another level that has been completely improved from its Light World counterpart, because remember how come there were barely any obstacles into the Light World version? Well, here they've added a whole lot, but that's not the entire thing. Instead of being chased by saws, you're chasing the saws yourself. And this is how you turn the tables around here and make things a whole lot more interesting. This level is titled The Chaser for a reason, after all. It's really rare that the level titles into the game make any sort of sense, but hey, this is one of those times. Even though this world is awful and a goddamn nightmare, it's still incredibly fun to play. But I don't really get this level though, because, I don't know, I usually find it to be way easier than the Light World version for some reason, because, okay, there's far less cover this time around, but the cover is always stable, and you'll be guaranteed of depending on it in order to hide yourself from the rockets. Now, this level is a huge pain in the ass. There's no levels in the Salt Factory which killed me more often than this one. Not only there's a rain of impending saw blades of doom raining at you, but there's no floor, at least no floor that you can trust, because all of it is breakable, so you have to be constantly on the move. So, how do you scale the difficulty of a level? You have more rocket launchers and you triple the blocks that you have to break, so yeah, you're in constant danger here, and things get even worse whenever you're trying to get the bandage here, which is at the very beginning of the level. We're gonna have so much fun grabbing this bandage later on. Most people think this is one of the harder bandages to get into the entire game, and these people are right, because it's indeed really hard to get. So, how many times did the sky change colors into this one episode? In some levels it was pink or fish-like color, it was purple, it was red, and it was in every single color. And once again, breakable blocks and rockets into action. And here's a rocket launcher that shoots a shit ton faster, but yeah, as long as you stay in one place and constantly jump, you will be in no danger whatsoever. This level looks a whole lot harder than it actually is, because yeah, it may seem a whole lot more threatening, but it's got more bark than bite. More so if we compare the rest of this episode, and yeah, the number of deaths that we have doubled ever since the Light World. But I think that we still did a pretty good job. So, coming up next, we're gonna spend more time into this level. How enjoyable! Because we're gonna try to get bandages and horribly fail. We're gonna see some more, a warp zone I suppose. We're gonna get a brand new character who somersaults with style. And finally, we're gonna rush our way to the glitch world.